Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak, where last episode, our search of the underground ruins saw us fighting through more monsters to reach the end of the trail, finding the memento but being unable to take it as spirits merged into statues to face us as the peerless protectors, Gargoyle home. On defeating the threat, we laid hands on our prize only for a new danger to arrive to come claim it, the two murderous mafiosos, who on taking performance-enhancing drugs managed to overwhelm Van. But before they could land a telling blow, time stopped with a memento reacting, leading to Van accepting an offer of the nightmare and becoming the armored demon Grendel, allowing him to defeat the two attackers and bring the danger to an end as help arrived. We now witness the aftermath.
Damn, guess I'm going without dinner. You even good to be out this late? I thought students had a curfew.
That's kind of you to think of me, but I received permission to be out this late beforehand. Never mind my curfew. Won't you let me see to your arm? Do you have a first aid kit in the office?
I do, but...
It looks like it started healing on its own.
I know it wasn't that bad in the first place, but it's still healing way too fast for it to be normal. Wonder if I got that orbment or turning into a monster to thank for this.
This all began with those diaries. They were passed down from my great-grandfather to my grandmother, and then down to my mother until her death 4 years ago. As you guessed, my great-grandfather is the famous Professor Epstein. It was known at the time that he had an adopted daughter, but she went missing very suddenly after he passed away. By the sound of it, something compelled her to shy away from the public eye. I don't know what that something was. It wasn't written in the letter she left me. Then after my mother died, my father began to lose himself in his work. And now all alone, I became more and more captivated by the many diaries that were left behind. They weren't filled with complex formulae or specialist knowledge or things like that. Instead, they were about who he was as a person, what he was like, what his philosophies were, what he valued most in life. He wrote about the little things that colored his days, his bonds with his loved ones, his time spent with his disciples. I could see through every word written that he was a kind, warm-hearted man with a good sense of humor. A man I could respect a great deal. I was so happy to have his writings so I could peer into his world, just like my mother and grandmother before me. And before I knew it, those diaries became my most treasured possessions. However, at the end of his final entry, on the very last page, I found a shocking message. It said, "Recover the Oct-Geneses before the year 120X, else all we know will come to an end."
Pretty ominous thing to write down.
It could have been a delusion that came to him in the winter of his years. But I began to feel that it was why his diaries had been passed down to me. And as the days wore on, my desire to do something to avert the end he foretold grew stronger and stronger. But I knew I couldn't go public with any of it. Not with my grandmother's disappearance. That led me to enroll at Armas Academy, where I met a very dependable upperclassman. Her advice took me to the Orbalnet, and that led me to you. I just never thought when I started all of this that these would be the consequences. That someone would die. That you would be put in so much danger.
Well, you managed to get one of them. Even if there are still 7 more out there, you could always call it quits here.
I can't. Not when they're what connect me to my family. Not when I now know they really exist. And not after seeing that final entry. I can't look away from all of that. Here. This 50,000 mira is everything I was able to gather for this. Please, accept it as compensation for all the help you've given me.
I thought I told you my rate.
Well, you did, but I don't feel that it accounted for that injury you sustained because of me. I intend to find the remaining 7 on my own. I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of my problems. Oh, but I'll be very careful about it. Promise. Huh?
My rate's 1,000 mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses. I'll bump it up a little because of the danger involved, but you rolled up your sleeves more than your average client. You put yourself in danger to help me. Any more than 10,000 would be ripping you off. This is how the world of work is. Good thing you're still in school, because you got a lot to learn.
Maybe, but still... I'm sorry. I just feel you've taken on a lot more than you bargained for from start to finish.
To be honest, that whole turning into a monster thing's got my interest piqued. So it wouldn't feel right to ask you for even more Mira with how we're gonna keep this thing going.
What are you...
Unless you decide to give up altogether, I'll pitch in however I can from here on out. In exchange, you can share any info you got on the Geneses, or anything those diaries say. How's that sound?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you telling me that even though you know it might be dangerous, you're going to help me search for the other 7 without taking additional compensation?
Hey, info's good compensation. I ain't taking a single Mira, though. I'm gonna need you to get more used to real combat, too, for your own safety. Can't have you leaving yourself wide open and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna drill it into you until you're up to snuff.
I don't know. This doesn't sound like a fair trade at all. I'm the only one benefiting here. Well, if you insist, Van, then thank you very much. Having your support means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, I'll be counting on you, too. All right, now that today's done and dusted, time for my hard-earned reward. I've been waiting for my Andalusia fig and honey tart all day. I was gonna scarf it down all by myself, but you pulled your weight today, so let's go half-half.
Thank you. Oh, but I still want to say... It really does bother me just how much I benefit from this arrangement compared to you. I was thinking of a way to even it out and thought, you know, how about I work here part-time?
You want a what?
You seem to be so busy that I can't imagine how you find the time to clean up around here. I'm also good at secretarial work too, so I'm sure I'd be a big help with sorting paperwork and whatever else you need. Just a standard wage is fine, or even no wage. Unpaid is totally fine.
I can't do that. Haven't you ever heard of labor laws? And forget that. This whole idea is crazy. How did me hiring you even get into your head?
Well, it's because you won't accept any Mira from me. I understand you have your own way of doing things, but I have my own pride to satisfy, you know. You'll just have to compromise. Now, let me just cut this tart into 2 so we can dig in and enjoy. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get the bigger portion. And where do you keep your coffee beans? Oh, there they are.
Wait, how did you find them so... Who said you could make yourself at home this fast?
And so ends the prologue. With 10,000 mirror obtained. Excellent. That's exactly what we want. We need the money. How else am I supposed to upgrade my gourmet stuff, even though I haven't actually done any eating of anything as of yet? With a cool new scene showing off how they can animate things better. Now, let's move on with our story. Our scene is set. Our stakes are there. Our MacGuffins that must be collected are out there too. So let's get our Spriggan report.
Keep this up. Rank up.
I'm an E+.
Damn, that's pretty generous.
For a Septian Vein, enemies drop more Sepith, 30%, and a fairly high elemental value by the look of it.
Can't complain with that.
That's an S for excellent. Thank you very much. But aren't you grading yourself? How does that work? You can work at SP Spriggan points by completing 4 SPGs and making optimal choices. When your cumulative SP reaches a certain point, your Arkride Solutions rank during the SP report goes up. There are 15 ranks ranging from E to AAA. Ranking up nets you special items. AA is 350 points. We just got 6, which of course shows you just how much we have to go. Oh my god, expensive chart.
I'm Agnès Claudel. I still have a lot to learn, but I promise I'll do whatever I can to keep up.
We recruited someone as well. With that resume, I mean, God, you're supposed to work like 5 years experience in the job despite, of course, never working in the job. So, you didn't even try to lie on your blooming resume. What the hell? Agnès has joined Arkride Solutions. I guess I will save, indeed. Let's go.
This here will be the turning point. All units, assume the dual Lancer formation. Yeah! We won't be defeated! Shine! Falcons of the Sun! Sir!
Not yet!
Too easy. I've got you.
Oh, flames! Become one with me!
Well, look at that. Guess we lost this one. Huh.
Regimental Commander of the Eisenshield, Garant Rieger. We are open to accepting your offer for a ceasefire. How does a 7-3 split sound? Vice Chief of the Warriors of Kruga, Hassan Al-Fayed. We will accept no less than 6-4. Fail to accept, and the fighting continues. Very well. 6-4 to us it is. Glory to the Kruga! Glory to Arusha! Yeah!
That works, I guess. I figured more it was gonna end in a draw. Your counterattack was really good, just lacking that bit of oomph at the end. If you'd seen my attempt to throw you off balance coming, you'd have had a slew of more strategic options to work with.
You're right. Thanks, Ida.
Think nothing of it. You've got a lot of potential. You just need more practice and to up your stamina. With enough of both, you'll be right on the heels of my other little sister from back in the day in no time.
Do you mean Sylphide? I'd still like to know more about her. Hey! That tickles!
I can't help it. I see this hair and I just get the urge to ruffle it. Well, next time we meet off the battlefield, I'll tell you about my old core. Zephyr's got a whole lot of stories in it to tell.
Awesome! Better make that a promise.
That cut off, unfortunately. Oldtown Film Festival cancelled in response to terrorist threat. Minor conflict at the southern base of the Ishgal Mountains concludes. Major capital firm expands into Langport's new district.
Damn. I just wanted to see if there was anything interesting going on, but all I get is doom and gloom. Still, the info here's put together real nice and organized, even if the design's got the admin's tastes all over it.
Genesis Antique Ornament Cloud Epstein, yes. Hollow System Mysterious Phenomena. Armata Grandel. A lot of searches. Your search keywords return very few results. Try using different keywords.
Should have known. Haven't heard a thing about Armata in a while now. They must have pulled out of Edith for the time being. As for Genesis and the Grendel, still coming up empty. Are they being actively deleted? Is this all part of some big cover-up?
Yeah, just tell me what you want.
She's the same as usual, too. Should I call on Marduk? Nah, that'd probably just cause even more headaches for me. Well, it's almost time for my regular checkup, so I may as well put a pin in it. Why do I feel like I'm gonna get an earful this time? Wanna not bang my door in, Humes?
Whoa, you're up already? That's crazy! Good morning, man. You better be earning an honest living up here. No bringing shame to the goddess or your landlords.
No prizes for guessing who you learned all that from. How about taking after your mother instead? Wouldn't it be nice to become a charming, pretty lady just like her one day?
Yeah, I want to be just like Mommy. Oh, but Agnès is really pretty too.
Come on in. Don't be shy.
Well, if you say so. You said not to come in my uniform, so I wore this. How do I look?
It'll work, I guess. Kinda too dressy for casual walking around town, but then again, going the plain route with you would just make you stick out like a sore thumb. Still beats the uniform either way.
That's good.
You're being mean, Van. She looks really pretty, so you should tell her she looks really pretty. Come on, let's ditch this big loser and eat some breakfast. We're serving bacon quiche with pumpkin soup today.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Lead the way.
Well, damn. Those two sure hit it off quick.
Alright, this is now your first official day on the job. First thing's gonna be going over how this all works. I could use a formal primer, so yes, please do. Now, unless a major job comes in, I just go around the city helping people out with little problems. As for how I take them on, well, you'll see. It's not the usual route, but it gets the job done and thus paid. Plan today is going to involve you touring around with me so you can get a visual on all of the above. Was that why you were concerned about me standing out too much in my uniform? Yeah, oh, and one more thing. I pretty much told you this when we first met, but not all the jobs I take are above board. Some of them are from crooks, some are damn near illegal. I don't take on anything and everything, of course. I do turn jobs down sometimes. But what I'm comfortable doing and what an average student is comfortable doing are going to be very different. So one more time, you sure you want to work with me? Yes. I know the world isn't always such a pretty place. That awareness may not be through personal experience, but I'd say that even for a 16-year-old girl, I know a lot more than the average student about both sides of the coin. How old are you, by the way? Where'd that come from? 24. Really? I thought you were a little younger than that. No, it makes sense with how much life experience you seem to have. Your clothes, room, and hobbies seem to be a generation ahead of mine too. So you're almost a decade older than me, huh? Yeah. To a high school student, I might as well be knocking on death's door already. Make the most of your teenage years, alright? Might feel like an eternity until you graduate, but the second you cross 20, you'll be walking with your cane like an old codger in no time. I didn't say being in your 20s was old, just that you were older than me. Circling back to what we were talking about before, you don't have to worry about me. I'm confident I can handle any task you give me. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. We'll be sticking to 3 of the city's districts. First, I'll show you around Oldtown, where we are now, which is the 8th district. I use some of the shops here in my day-to-day work, so they'll be worth committing to memory. That sounds good. I'm ready when you are.
Getting ready for a hard day's work?
That's right. Oh, thank you. I put her on a trial period to start with.
Then that's all the more reason why you need to support her while she learns. Don't overdo it today, and make sure you're back in time for dinner. I mean that for you too, Agnès. We'll have a piping hot, delicious meal waiting for you. Wouldn't want it to get cold now, would you?
You're not a mum, you know. Oh, thank you. I already can't wait. The people here are so sweet. You're really blessed to have such a wonderful family as landlords. Shame the old man's always getting on my case, though. Anyway, we'll head off as soon as you finish your coffee. You got you-know-what with you, right? Oh, I do. Told me to keep it on me at all times to prevent it from being stolen. Yeah, but I would definitely put it in a more secure bag than that. And probably on the inside of your clothes, too? That looks like a pickpocket's dream. Good. Who knows if it'll activate out of nowhere like it did before. But as long as I'm with you, I'll back you up as best as I can. Gotta look out for my new assistant while I'm still giving her the tour, right? Right.
And speaking of, shall we?
We shall. Then let the workday begin.
So what's the first order of business? First thing I do every day I'm working is check the notice boards around the city. There's one here in Oldtown, so let's go check that one out for starters. Got it. Oh, we should probably go talk to Victor before we head out, though. We should pay a visit to the repair shop down the alley out front, too. Understood. Victor first, then. After which we can check the notice board and visit the repair shop. Got it. Characters of the location with an event will have a marker on them. Required events or 4 SPG quests, optional 4 SPGs. What does that stand for? We'll find out. Spriggans. 4 Spriggans. Surely? Sub-events other. You can now use the travel menu. Press right to open the travel menu. Locations you have been to are auto-registered and can be traveled to by selecting them. Areas with a required event are marked with a red triangle. Press square to open the to-do list. Alright, let's get speaking to NPCs, and I don't know if I can leave here before we can't. They're not NPCs, they're all alive. Do-do-de-do, sweep it up. You're really working hard, huh? Of course, I'm the poster girl. That's what they call me, haha. Where are you guys going? Today's my first day, so we're touring the local districts. You're touring? Huh. Oh wait, so it's a date. Van, you'd better escort her, okay? What? No, it's not a date, I assure you. Why did you pick up on that word? Anya, maybe? Jeez, these kids are a handful. Which Anya? The fortress are here? Get the floors nice and clean. Take care of Agnès, okay? Hey, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it, but it's got kind of awkward now. I kind of wish it wasn't Agnès, though, and it was just Agnès, and we had a really Scottish bonny lass going around the place with us. That'd be amazing. I don't want to talk to you, sorry, Yumi. You're pinning me in. I want to speak to your mum. Goodness, I never expected you would take up a part-time job with Anne. To think Arkride Solutions would actually get an extra pair of hands. Warms my heart to see it. I'll treat you two to dinner tonight, so make sure to leave some room. Good luck on your first job. Oh, I'm just so excited for you. Right, why does she have me so flustered? They don't call her the diva of the diner for nothing. Her smile's the real deal. Will it let
Not
me leave?
this way.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm heading out for work in the afternoon. It's good that I get the mornings to myself. That way I could do all the housework before I leave. Oh yeah, I bought Harry a bike yesterday. But then I realized, does he even know how to ride a bike? It's hard to learn how to ride a bike before you actually have one, you know? So I think I'll need to teach him. No! I wanted to activate it. He's been begging for some playtime with his papa for ages now. Couldn't help it, I splurged. But well, I can't complain. I'll show him the ropes somewhere safe when I get the chance. Heading out again. As your landlord, I can't help taking notice. I won't ask what you're doing, just be smart out there, you get me? Of course, thank you for your concern. Don't worry about me though, I know what I need to do. Good answer. Van, she comes back with so much as a scratch on her and I'm personally burying you. Mark my words. Alright, I get it. Don't pop a blood vessel. I wouldn't worry about her if you didn't give me a reason to. Anyhow, you've been eating properly, right? More or less. Sometimes you may dump some leftover veggies on me. And I do cook for myself a lot. Really? I didn't realize you could cook. Why is that surprising? I make a mean sweet omelette, I'll have you know. Sweet omelette? Still rotting your teeth with that stuff, eh? Yeah, make some better stuff. An ingredient set. Oh, thanks. Are you sure it's okay to give us so much? They're just leftovers from this morning. No worries. If you get hungry, whip something up for yourselves. The officer's kitchen is now available for cooking. If you have ingredients, you can cook in the officer's kitchen and at charging stations. You can buy recipes from certain shops and then have to cook new dishes from items in the main menu. When you eat a cooked recipe for the first time, you receive gourmet points. Earning enough points raises your gourmet rank, which in turn increases your party's stat values. What? Defense plus 10 to all party members? Meals cannot be used in battle, but heals the whole party and nets lots of gourmet points. Snacks can be used in battle with the triangle items. Ranking up via cuisine eaten during battle happens after combat is over. Achievement section of the main menu is now unlocked. Press up on the main menu to open achievements. By completing certain challenges or winning certain fights, you can obtain rewards, including Step of Mass. A mark will appear on the main menu icon if an achievement has been collected. I think there's one, or not. I don't know. Let's just go to. Whoa. I think there is, yes. We've got an achievement. What do we get? Completed? None. Okay, it just wants us to go there. 25 enemies logged, which just means defeated because we don't have to scan them anymore, like as a power droplet. New material for 15 different dishes in the gourmet notebook. 3 papers collected for 2 U materials. Chest plundered, mirror earned, hollow core maxed. Raise 1 type of hollow core to level 5. Okay, we actually did complete some. It's just lying to us. 20 hit chain, done. Also got a 50 hit chain for 100 Sepith Mass. Double tactical bonus, 50 Sepith Mass. 1500 damage dealt. Beat that. 50. And 3000 damage for 1,000. 100. 1,100. SCLM change. S boost moves made. S crafts popped. Triple tactical bonuses. I've got 2 of them so far. 50 attacks perfectly evaded. Oh, I actually did 1 perfect dodge, supposedly. Sextuple kill. Oh, it only shows them complete once I've claimed them from this menu. Oh, okay. That's a bit weird. I thought it'd be completed to show which ones are completed so that we could just get it. You know what I mean?
Alrighty.
And apart from that, battle notebooks. We have a gourmet book. So at level 1, we get 10 defense to all party members. At level 2, we get ADF plus 15 to all party members. I'm assuming that will act retroactively as well. You can ask Paulette. She'll make something nice for you. But don't slack on cooking for yourself, got it? And don't you dare slack on the job either. How much do I have to pay you? That's my real question. Oh, I can check Van's desk. Prepare food, listen to the radio. What does that do? The weather report.
And now for a weather update.
Here are the latest forecasts for regions throughout the Republic. Though rain clouds have appeared around Dirk Memorial Park and the Edith suburbs, the city center itself is expected to remain clear. Meanwhile, a sandstorm warning is in effect for Tharbad's deserts. Low visibility is expected. Those on the highway should proceed with caution.
That's all the weather news we have.
My weather's crazy at the moment. This average just going from tipping down rain to really nice sunny and instantly driving out to storms and lightning. It's just like, what?
And now for the latest news from our news desk. Hope you're having a good one, listeners. Today's news briefing comes to us straight from the Tyrell Times. Team Etwas Racing has claimed victory at the Z1 Grand Prix held at the Grand Circuit. Standing atop the winner's podium was Maxim Lugan, having won after starting in pole position. This marks his third yearly championship in a row.
How about you just give me the information I already know about?
Time for a traffic update around the Edith metropolitan area.
Yes, these are the most recent reports on the road courtesy of the Calvard Roadway Information Center. A 10-Selge-long traffic jam has emerged on the Edith Expressway near the Treon Tower exit. And that's not the only one. Another traffic jam roughly 50 Selge long has appeared on the highway to Tharbad due to a truck rollover.
Thanks for the update.
Why do we get this?
Edith Radio Network.
That jingle's pretty crap. ARM.